People are waiting to find out who the best man really is when it comes to this potential showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. One of the most vocal figures on this topic has been Crawford's trainer, Bomac McIntyre. He has made it clear in different interviews and press conferences that he respects what Canelo has done in boxing, but he does not believe that Canelo has ever faced someone like Crawford. Bomac explains that size and weight are not what will decide this fight, because Crawford has been taking on bigger opponents throughout his career and always finds a way to dominate them. He stated that Canelo will be in serious trouble because Crawford's skills, intelligence, and mindset will make the difference when they finally step in the ring. Bomac speaks with total certainty every time he discusses this matchup. For him, this is not just another fight. He frames it as a chance for Crawford to prove himself as the greatest pound-for-pound fighter alive today. He stresses that Crawford has been disciplined, consistent in the gym, and fully committed to preparation. In Bomac's view, preparation separates champions from regular fighters, and Crawford's discipline shows why he is already at the top of the sport. According to him, this fight is not just about winning, but about making history in front of the entire boxing world. During the press conferences leading up to this fight, Bomac made sure to remind people that Crawford's team is built for success. He said that questions about Canelo's head movement or defense don't worry them, because that is what the coaches and trainers are there for. Their job is to prepare Crawford for every situation, and they are confident that they can cover every angle. In another interview, Bomac talked about the importance of belief. He said Crawford's undefeated record proves that he knows how to win, while Canelo already has 2 losses on his record. For Bomac, that difference matters, because his fighter knows exactly what it takes to remain unbeaten. His confidence is based on years of working with Crawford, from the very first day in the gym until now. The rumors about Canelo struggling in sparring against Jaron Ennis sparked even more debate in the boxing community. Ennis is a fighter who is often compared to Terence Crawford because of his fast feet, slick defense, and sharp counters. Reports suggested that Canelo had difficulties with Ennis in training, which made fans question how he would handle Crawford in a real fight under the lights. While sparring is not the same as fighting for a championship, people believe it still shows patterns. For Crawford supporters, the story only fueled their confidence that their fighter has the tools to expose Canelo's weaknesses. At the same time, Bomac dismissed these comparisons. He made it very clear that Ennis is talented, but he is not Crawford. He said that no sparring partner in the world can replicate what Crawford brings to the table. Crawford's mix of experience, adaptability, and intelligence cannot be copied, which is why he insists that comparing Ennis to Crawford is pointless. Boxing analyst Oladipo, however, raised a concern about Crawford putting on too much weight for this fight. He argued that boxing is not only about size, but about balancing speed and skill with strength. Crawford has always been known for being fluid and quick, but if he gains too much muscle just to match Canelo physically, he might lose his greatest advantage. Oladipo compared Crawford's current size to when he first fought at lightweight and looked wiry and skinny. Now, at over 170 pounds, he looks massive, but Oladipo warned that this transformation may not help him against Canelo, who has already taken punches from much bigger fighters like Sergey Kovalev, Callum Smith, Dmitry Bivol, and Gennady Golovkin without going down. He pointed out that nobody has ever really hurt Canelo, so Crawford's strategy should focus on skills and speed instead of trying to outmuscle him. Some analysts even argued that Crawford will not be able to hurt Canelo at all, given that Canelo has absorbed punches from heavy hitters in higher weight classes. Others, though, believe that Crawford has a chance if he lands shots that Canelo does not see coming, because surprise and timing can be just as effective as raw power. Trainer Stephen "Breadman" Edwards gave a more balanced perspective. He explained that Crawford and his team are not blind to the fact that Canelo sparred with Ennis, and they know Ennis is the real deal. Edwards said that Crawford's mental strength means he is not shaken by this. Instead, it pushes him to prepare even better. He noted that Crawford is an intelligent fighter who respects talent like Ennis, but does not let it affect his self-belief. Edwards added that having Shakur Stevenson in Crawford's corner adds another layer, since Stevenson knows boots well from the amateurs. This inside knowledge only sharpens Crawford's preparation. The other major debate surrounding this fight is about size. Critics argue that Canelo's natural size advantage will be too much for Crawford to handle. Canelo has been competing at super middleweight and light heavyweight, while Crawford started at lightweight. Many fans believe that eventually natural physics will take over and that Canelo's strength will overwhelm Crawford. They point out that boxing has weight classes for a reason, and Crawford is taking a massive risk. On the other hand, supporters of Crawford argue that skills can overcome size. They believe that Crawford's boxing IQ, adaptability, and ability to make adjustments in the ring will allow him to deal with Canelo's power. Crawford himself has often said, "Skills pay the bills," and Bomac repeats this phrase as a philosophy. According to him, Crawford's superior skills and mindset are enough to level the playing field against Canelo's size and strength. The question of legacy also comes up often in this debate. Some analysts are disappointed in Canelo for taking this fight instead of facing bigger challenges at his own weight class, such as David Benavidez or a rematch with Dimitri Bivol. They feel that fighting a naturally smaller opponent like Crawford might damage his reputation even if he wins. At the same time, they admit that the fight gives Crawford unprecedented visibility and financial reward, which makes sense for his career. There are also concerns about hydration clauses and rehydration limits, since Canelo is often the A side in negotiations. Some fans believe Crawford may be forced to agree to conditions that favor Canelo, making the challenge even harder. Still, Crawford's camp has remained focused and confident, not worrying about outside details. Throughout all these discussions, the key theme has been the clash between size and skill, experience and hunger, legacy and risk. Canelo has vast experience at the highest level in boxing. He has fought nearly every style of boxer in the world. His resume includes slick fighters, brawlers, and defensive masters. His ability to adapt and stay composed under pressure is one of his greatest strengths. Supporters argue that this experience, combined with his power, makes him almost unbeatable for someone like Crawford, who is moving up in weight. However, Crawford's supporters counter that point by highlighting his unbeaten record and his ability to adjust in every fight. They argue that Crawford's intelligence and creativity in the ring give him a mental edge. He has faced doubt before, worked hard to get big fights, and now has the opportunity to prove himself on the biggest stage. At press conferences, the back-and-forth exchanges between Canelo and Crawford showed the belief each fighter has in himself. For Bomac, these are not just words. His trust in Crawford comes from watching him grow from the first day in the gym to an undefeated world champion. Bomac says that unlike Canelo, who already has 2 losses, Crawford knows how to keep winning no matter the circumstances. In the end, this fight is being framed as more than just a battle of two boxers. For Crawford's team, it is about proving that skill, intelligence, and preparation can overcome size, power, and experience. For Canelo's supporters, it is about showing that natural size, strength, and years of championship experience cannot be denied. As Bomac summed it up, skills pay the bills. He believes that with Crawford's boxing IQ, defense, and adaptability, victory is not only possible, but inevitable. Fans, analysts, and fighters remain divided. But one thing is certain: this fight has captured the imagination of the boxing world and sparked one of the most passionate debates in recent memory.